Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon for those of you on the East Coast. I am Chef Andrew Doyle. Welcome to Eat, Taste, Live Live. Another wonderful gluten-free cooking episode coming at you today. We're doing some light summer stuff. We're going to do a pasta salad with a roasted tomato vinaigrette. And then we're also going to do some tequila lime shrimp and tamales with a little bit of a different twist. So settle in, get your pen and paper ready to copy down recipes and all that other stuff. Have fun with us today. I'll meet you over here in the kitchen. Good afternoon. Joining me today in the kitchen, we have Julianna Barninger.
Hello.
And Alana Croft. Craft.
Yeah.
Craft. Excellent. I do that because I think of...
Yes.
Yeah, and
Laura.
It's a thing. Yeah.
We're not related.
Okay, that's good.
I think.
But, you know, we've got Pennsylvania in the house and a Sharks fan in the house. We'll deal with that later as we're...
Pennsylvania in the house.
Well, Pennsylvania's fine because it's kind of East Coast, and we like that.
Coast.
So today, again, we're doing the Baja pasta salad. We're going to use a quinoa pasta for that. And some fresh vegetables. We're doing a roasted tomato vinaigrette. And we're doing tamales with a tequila lime shrimp. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I like tamales. They're like little bundle packages.
They're like presents.
They are like presents.
Christmas time.
They are.
They are. I love them.
These ones you don't have to unwrap, though. Because one of the twists, we're not using a corn husk. We're going to wrap it in cabbage. So it's 100% edible. It's great for vegetarians, vegans. Wait. Yes. I had to go through the list of ingredients
that was really fast.
and stuff.
You just went down that list.
You know, you get used to what's in there and stuff. So because a few things take a little bit of time, we're going to get started on first for our Baja pasta salad. And all of these recipes for you watching are on the website. I'm going to get these Roma tomatoes in the oven for the roasted tomato vinaigrette for the pasta salad. Then we're going to make the tamales. And then, I don't know, we'll eat something eventually on here.
I'm excited.
So for you at home, on the food cam here, we just got some sliced Roma tomatoes. This is going to be for the roasted tomato vinaigrette. I'm just going to put these in this pan here. Kind of layer them out.
So that's going to be a dressing?
This is going to be the dressing for the pasta salad. And it's super quick and easy to make. You know, we try to keep a lot of these recipes like that. Just so they're
like us who don't really cook very much.
I cook sometimes.
She cooks more than I do.
Why? It's good. It's better than getting stuff at you know, work or wherever. See what happened there? Always season everything.
Oh jeez.
I kind of just like eat like a bird.
What was that you just put on the crumbly beige?
That was some chopped garlic.
Chopped garlic.
So before these go into the oven, because I mean, if you're cooking, you have to use garlic. I mean, that's a rule. That could be, you know, some of the Italian influence that I have, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anti-vampire.
Garlic.
Phobia.
Right? Because you never know. Zombie apocalypse, attack of the vampires. You need to be safe. Eat your garlic. It's good for you. So for you at home, we put some olive oil on here, some garlic, salt, pepper. These are going to go into the oven. You can slow roast these, or you can do them in broil. I like to broil them so they start to get like, you want them to burn a little bit. You want like that singe on there, because that's where that roasted flavor is going to come from. I'm sorry, it's early. I'm still waking up.
So you just use a tin pan?
Yeah.
Anything like that.
And those are just going to go in there. Now, tamales. I love tamales. Are you guys fans of tamales?
I had my first tamale out here. I never heard of a tamale until I moved to California.
Yeah. We used to make them at Christmas time.
She's my
family.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm half Mexican, so I love tamales.
Great. No pressure here. Awesome.
Yeah. She's
excellent.
Tamale expert
these are
over
better
here.
than my grandma's.
No
boy. Pressure.
I'm not using corn husks. So we've got our masa here. This is our corn flour. For you at home, corn flour. That's it. Straight up masa. We'll say masa on the bag or container or whatever. That's about 3 cups. So we're going to put that in there. And again, I season everything. So I'm even going to season this dough a little bit. And kosher salt. This is about a teaspoon I'm going to actually, for the cumin, like throw a little cumin in here.
Cumin, that's the proper pronunciation.
Yes. Yes.
I think I have some cumin in my cabinet. I never really use it though. Never know what to season it with.
And then a little bit of chili. If you ever make chili, that's that main chili flavor.
Got it.
And then
I
we're
do
gonna
my
use.
eggs sometimes.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be good.
Kind of tastes like Indian-inspired eggs.
Close that so we're not baking ourselves. So we've got our cumin, our chili powder, our salt, and our flour all together here. Corn flour. Don't panic. We know everything's gluten free. You know, and you want to mix this up so you don't get like a big thing of cumin in there. Like a big ball of cumin just would not be good to
it's a
bite
lot
into.
of flavor.
And then the other thing that's really important is lard. But this is a vegetable lard. This isn't like, you know, animal fat or anything. I don't even think in California you can get regular lard anymore. I think they kind of made it illegal.
So this is from overweight vegetables?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Very, very good.
They did mine.
You should see some of the camps for them. It's awkward.
Oh, yeah.
And you ever notice like people don't defend baby vegetables? They're all concerned about the baby animals.
Yeah.
It's such a cute baby animal. How can you eat that? No one. Baby lettuce, chop it up. Go for it.
Never gets to see adulthood.
It never does. It's sad. So we're gonna take the lard. It's kind of a lot like making a pie crust, where you take your flour and you mix your butter or lard in to give it that flakiness. Okay. This is gonna work a little bit different. We're gonna take this over here to our mixer, and that's going to not come out of the bowl right away.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry. And then we're going to put our paddle attachment on here, like that. And then we are going to, food cam's diving into the blender here, or the mixer.
I know.
So we're gonna let that whip. It gets nice and fluffy. While that's mixing, because this is going to take a little while too. This is our pasta shells from the good people over at Ancient Harvest. These are made with quinoa flour and corn flour, and they actually hold up really well. These little pasta shells. They do spaghetti. They do quinoa. They do all kinds of different things.
What stores can you find that in?
Sprouts has it.
Sprouts has it? Okay.
Sprouts is my favorite.
Sprouts is our
Trader
stomping
Joe's.
ground.
There you go, all the time.
Pretty sure Whole Foods has them too. I would think they do.
You sold me at Sprouts.
Sold you at Sprouts. So your pasta water, very important for pasta water. Salt it so it tastes like the ocean. That's kind of the rule. Cooking pot. No oil.
Okay.
Don't put any oil.
Lots of salt? Or?
Yeah, you want it to be salty,
Salty.
so it flavors your pasta, and it helps. Yeah, it just makes everything better. It's kind of like garlic salt. So we're just gonna throw that in there and set that guy back aside. Always stir it so it's not, sticking together.
I'm pretty excited since I am gluten-free and the only kind of pasta I've been indulging on is Annie's macaroni and cheese. So this is going to be a little more fancy.
Yeah, this is going to be a step up for sure.
Yes,
I
it
love
is.
my mac and cheese.
Yeah, she probably eats mac and cheese like every day.
That's not every
That just explains things. So we're going to let that cook for about 9 or so minutes. If I'm serving it hot, I'll cook like 9 minutes. If I'm going to use it for a pasta salad, I like to overcook it, just because a lot of the gluten-free pastas for you at home, they kind of firm back up once they're chilled. So if you overcook it a little bit, then it'll still be, soft when you go back to eat it. Eat it chilled.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take you guys won't really be able to see this part. I apologize.
Okay. We'll listen.
We're going to take our stock. This is a vegetable stock that we're using. And we are going to start folding this in with the lard.
It's a
And you kind of want to add it a little bit at a time so it doesn't get too lumpy. Yet at the same time, you don't want to have your mixer going so fast that, you know, put the flour in.
Boom. Boom.
You know, when you're
That happens to me a lot.
when you're
Your
a
flour.
cook and you're starting out, it only takes making that mistake once or twice. And you're like, oh, I'm not going to do that again. So this is our corn flour and our lard mixing together. And you see it at home, you can see how it's getting kind of crumbly there.
And this is for the tamales.
This is for the tamales, and that's just not going to fit. That's for the mix that we're going to put inside the leaves.
Huh. It's kind of like those PF Chang's, those chicken wraps, you know? Lettuce wraps. Pretty excited.
So probably not just
So, back here on the food cam, sorry, gonna kind of just scrape down your sides a little bit. Now we're gonna just slowly add this stock to it. You can use water, but you know what? Water doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. So if you use a vegetable broth, you can use a chicken broth. Really use whatever you want. I prefer vegetable broth. The vegetable broths seem to be a little less. The vegetable broths seem to be a little less salty than the meat and chicken stocks.
and
Okay.
it's not made from animals, so it's better.
That's right. Wait a minute.
Except for the baby vegetables.
All right, now I see where we're going with that. So when you're mixing this, you want it to get, for you at home, you want it to be kind of like a soft cookie dough, almost. That's what you're looking for. I guess I'll ask the expert over here. So kind of like a soft cookie dough. Does that look?
Do you want me to? Oh yeah.
Does that look good?
Can I smell it?
Like a room temperature cookie dough.
It smells like cookie
I don't know
dough.
if it. I
A
will.
little bit. It's just the flour.
So, what we're going to do, through a little bit of a magic of television, is we got this that I made yesterday, and we're kind of letting that relax. Now, tamales, you have to fill it with something. You got to put something on the inside. Traditionally, it's like pulled pork, pulled beef. You see a lot of. You can do grilled veggies. You can do roasted veggies. Speaking of roasted veggies,
The veggies are roasted.
they're doing fine.
I've seen sweet ones too, like pineapple ones and stuff.
Ooh, that would be good. Kind of like a dessert tamale almost.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Or raisins.
Well, what we're going to do with ours, and here's where we're getting kind of, I can't leave things alone. I need to mess with them. Like when I was a kid, I would take things apart just to see like what was, how do you work, you know? Good thing I didn't have too many pets.
You wear many hats.
So for the inside of these, we are going to do a curried tomato filling on the inside of these. So we're going to, tomatoes are
they're
roasting
sizzling.
away.
Yeah.
So this is where there's going to kind of be some Indian flavors coming in. So, and then we're going to wrap them finally with a cabbage leaf. So there's kind of like a German, stuffed cabbage type of thing. So we're
Pigs in a blanket.
mixing it up. So for the curried tomatoes, we've got diced Romas. This is about 6 of these. I need this guy again. I put it back here. Still waking up. So a little bit of olive oil. Like using the olive oil. How have you guys been? Didn't you guys just recently go to
Peru.
Peru?
Yes, we did.
Excellent.
We were volunteering. I was volunteering for 2 weeks in the rainforest at a reserve doing reforestation and animal monitoring
And I was at a girls' home orphanage, and we did this through an organization called abroaderview.org, and it's a nonprofit. and they set you up with, you know, where to stay. And I stayed with the host family. She obviously stayed in the jungle, the rainforest, which is completely different. So it was nice that we had such different experiences.
Yeah.
I took like Spanish classes there in the city of Cusco, and then I also worked at a girls' home orphanage, which was really an experience.
Yeah.
All the little girls spoke Spanish, and the younger they were, the faster they spoke. And my Spanish is like
Oh, wow.
so. But
you grew up in a...
I know.
Okay.
But once you're kind of
Tamales, Spanish.
when you're immersed
Translate.
in an area, you're forced kind of to learn it. You know, in the rainforest, it was just the village next to us, Chaka had 20 people, and they helped us with our projects and everything. And our cook Gloria came from there, and no English, so you're kind of just forced to just get on your feet and pick it up.
Yeah.
Right, figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've picked up what's called kitchen Spanish.
Yes, I've heard of kitchen Spanish.
Yeah, so you like you know how to like tell people like, you know, uno más, dos más, you know, like two more of those, and just things like that.
Yeah.
But I certainly couldn't carry a conversation.
It was pretty interesting watching Gloria cook because we had no electricity. The water that we used came right from the river and everything, and she just used a lot of oil, and you know, obviously you have to get gas tanks, and to get to the reserve you have to take a zip line. So after a 9-hour bus ride from Cusco, it's just 3 boards and a zip line across. So that's where all our supplies we brought across, and then no refrigeration. So the butter was just, you know, in the cooler, and so was the liquid yogurt, and sometimes you'd open the butter, there's flies in it, but I never got sick. It's crazy. I think, you know, here we refrigerate everything.
I had a refrigerator.
Nice.
I got used to just pulling. At first, I was just like, okay, dumping out my tea every time some kind of creature landed in it. After a while, you just pick it out. You can't.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you know, just extra protein.
and people, excellent, and people do that here too. Like, you know, I would work in restaurants, and I worked in one restaurant where the front of the restaurant would open. So, you know, naturally, there's going to be a fly or two, and, you know, someone would, like, send back a plate. Well, a fly landed on my meal. Like, do you go to picnics? Like, what's...
People are so shocked by it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's fine.
it'll
still
be
taste good. You're going to
You'll be-
live.
Just think it's a raisin or something. I think they have about the same texture.
I did, Alana actually tried, what was it? Alpaca?
I tried alpaca.
Yeah.
Really? They make good carpets. How are they... and sweaters, I've heard.
Yeah, sweaters.
Yes, I bought one.
Some,
Cute.
yeah.
How was it?
It was good. Well, I'm actually a vegetarian, and where I was staying, there were 2 other vegetarians in the house, too. But for some reason, the cook made this meal, and I had it for lunch that day, and she had just picked out all the meat. And then dinner, she didn't pick out the meat. It was a different cook. And so I was just like, well, I'll just try it when in Rome kind of thing. And
Right.
I didn't even know it was alpaca for like 3 days later. They're like, yeah, you tried it.
You're like, I
I did. It was more like beef than chicken,
Okay,
but
I could see that.
I don't know.
That's
It
kind
was good.
I didn't try any alpaca or guinea pig, but when I was in the rainforest, I did try jungle rat, which I'm still not sure exactly what it is because it didn't have a head.
Wait, you ate a rat?
We
You gotta understand. Like, I've known Julianna for a while, and kind of used to some of her.
Sometimes I like to do some crazy things.
We went to a place called Salvation Mountain, and we were driving back in the rental car, and like last minute, a coyote darted out in front of the car, and no animals were harmed in the making of this episode.
Yeah.
However, in that one, and I mean, she was sad. Like the rest of the.
Sad, but I also just had rescued a cat that day, and the cat
Right.
that I own now, Nyla, was in my arms while I'm just petting it while we're going like 70 running into a coyote. But anywho, at a reserve, our program director was a vegetarian, so our meals consisted of lots of just rice and
What you find in the
pastas
jungle?
and corn and bananas.
Ooh.
I'll let you go.
Bananas or plantains?
She did make plantains, and we had bananas wrapped in fried stuff and all
Nice.
kinds of bananas.
So I'm gonna get the rest of this tomato stuff going for the food cam. These are actually shallots and not red onion. It looks like red onion.
Ones, right?
Yeah, these are these little guys.
I like
Shallots.
That sounds fancier.
It does. It's a shallot.
Shallot.
Or something.
Shallot.
And we'll talk like we'll put herbs in there. Herbs.
Herbs.
Yeah, they're like little onions, or they got a nice strong flavor to them. They're when you go to peel them, it's kind of like peeling a clove of garlic. It's kind of like an onion and a garlic had a little baby, I guess. But there's not really garlic flavor. It's just a nice concentrated sweet
Nice.
onion flavor. So that's going to go in with our tomatoes there, along with, let me do this one next. Tomato paste, about 2 tablespoons, 2 generous tablespoons. That's going to go in there. Everyone's okay with a little bit of jalapeno, yes?
Yeah, I like it spicy.
Yeah,
All
a little
right.
bit. Not too much.
You're shocking me.
I know.
Okay.
Just
No,
walking
no.
Take it.
contradiction.
No strong Spanish and a little bit of jalapeno. All right, okay. All right. And a shark's, really the shark's thing is really, that's what's, all right.
You're the one in Sharks colors right now. I think you're secretly a supporter.
Wow.
I'll change
Called-
the subject. Let's talk about the jungle rat again.
Called, yeah, how did they prepare that jungle rat?
So on Sundays we got it was a free day. We work 6 days a week, so we would walk 2 hours to this town called Patria and then take a taxi and cram in the trunk. Go to Pilco Pata, which had internet cafes, and we could drink a little bit of cerveza. And everyone was just down to try this jungle rat, and so it was my mission, I guess, to take a bite of it. But it was very gamey and very,
I would think it would be
yeah.
very gamey. So for you guys at home on the food cam, these are the tomatoes that we put in the broiler. We want to get this singe on here. This is what's going to give us that a nice kind of roasted flavor.
Okay.
So I'm just going to flip these over a little bit, and we'll get just a little more cooking on the other side.
Feels good.
You're a very good multitasker. Guess you have to be a chef, huh?
No, because I have like 8 cooks working for me.
That's true.
I probably couldn't do all that and hold a conversation.
There's the trick. That's why I like you guys telling stories about your adventures.
Oh,
Yeah.
tricky.
Did they? So I would assume there's no like Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce to go on the jungle rat. It's just kind of.
No, it was just, yeah, next to some rice and I think
Probably a
maybe
banana.
more corn, banana.
I'm going to throw in. This is a little more veggie stock to go in the pot here. And we're going to want that to reduce a little bit.
Nice.
The other fun ingredient that's going in with this, from the Indian and kind of like a Thai influence, coconut milk.
She loves coconut.
I do,
Okay.
but I'm okay.
So for you on the food cam, coconut milk is going in here with these tomatoes.
It's not on my blood type diet.
Oh, yeah. See, she does the Eat Right for Your Blood type, which I got onto, and I'm an O, so I've been doing the gluten-free, but I also found out I'm a little bit allergic to wheat too, so.
Oh, right.
Because I'm allergic to it and trying to do the blood type diet, but it's crazy because there's certain things that you would never think, your body shouldn't have, but
Right.
because it specifies why, just like why things cause allergic reactions with
Yeah, it
your
gets
blood
really
type.
specific. It's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I like it. Check it out. Eat Right for Your Blood Type by some doctor. His name starts with a D.
His name starts with a D. His father is also a doctor. He kind of carried on.
So I just want to kind of, yeah, they're almost there. Actually, they're
Do you bounce them like a bouncy ball, or
they're
you
good.
just kind of?
No,
Just
I'm
like
just
pinching
I'm
'em.
just kind of pinching them.
Okay.
Like pull the Italian grandma thing or something. Like cheeks. I got a lot of that, which is constant. I don't know why they think that's cute. So I just threw some cilantro in here. Food cam, if you want to take a look at this. So right now in here we've got the coconut milk, the cilantro, veggie stock, tomatoes, and jalapeno and onions. And now, whoops, sorry. So I run into our food cam. I'm going to put in yellow curry powder. Yellow is my favorite. You can use red, you can use madras.
I never know which one to go with. If I go to Indian food, I'm like yellow curry, red curry, green curry. I don't know.
I like yellow the best, and then for a little bit of sweetness in there, blue agave syrup.
Alrighty.
It's good for sweetening things. It a little bit different than honey, but also too for certain diets. The agave syrup is really good. It has a very low glycemic index, so it's good for people that have like diabetes or blood sugar issues, hypoglycemia, things like that. So it's really good for that.
Got it. And that concoction you're making that you were just stirring beforehand is for?
The curried tomatoes are going to go in our tamales,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
along with the mesa dough that
So
we
these
made.
are
And then
Indian, German, what was the other one?
Indian,
Mexican?
well,
Mexican.
Mexican.
I would
Tamales.
assume.
Tamales.
Duh. I like it.
So we're gonna drain this.
I tried a Cuban tamale. I'm assuming I was at a Cuban restaurant and I ordered a tamale, and she didn't speak very good English, and obviously my Spanish is so-so. And she said that nothing came inside, and I was really confused. It turns out they put all the vegetables or any meat on the outside, and it's just the corn, and then it's like vegetables and the meat on the outside, and it was the weirdest thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, do they do it in the?
Surprised, because I was really surprised.
Do they do it in the corn husk also?
I think so.
So
They
like
might.
meat,
It was
corn-
like just the corn. It was like it looked like a tamale, but then on the side of the plate where everything that should have been inside was on the outside.
So you were supposed to make it yourself?
Yeah, I guess
Like
you
a
just take a
taco.
bite from
Okay.
this. Well, it's not like it's a.
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
a square like that. So you just, I don't know, do
Huh.
it with your fork in your mouth. I don't know how to describe
Interesting.
Fork in your mouth. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna get this pasta salad running under some cold water. Almost grabbed a hot pan. That'd be funny. You're not really cooking unless you burn yourself or cut yourself. So
Yeah.
we'll
No
get
pain,
that
no gain.
chilling. That's right. Darn it.
Gosh darn it.
Gosh darn it. All right. So curried tomatoes are reducing. Those are kind of steaming. I'm gonna make the. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna make the vinaigrette.
Did I tell you my bullet ant story?
Oh,
You-
you have to tell the bullet ant story.
You
Alright.
did not. I kind of saw a little bit about it. Let me get these in the food processor real quick.
Food processor.
Food.
So that's, I
Processor.
was wondering how that's going to be a dressing.
We, to make this a dressing, are going to throw those tomatoes in the food processor. And then, spilling stuff. In the food processor, we're going to add some apple cider vinegar,
Okay.
chopped garlic, and this is fresh basil and fresh thyme, two of my favorite herbs.
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 It's very herbal.
It is herbal. That and then,
Everyone loves. Is that olive
well,
oil?
3 tablespoons of olive oil. And then, I mean, that's how easy this is.
Say what?
And we're making the dressing for the salad.
Wow,
That is so great.
Roast your tomatoes, dump, puree.
that's easy.
You make it look easy.
Yeah.
And we are just going to let that rest there. While that is chilling, that's doing that. So now our oh, those are looking, telling you, we need some kind of like smell-o-vision.
I know, I wasn't hungry before. And now I'm like smelling everything.
I'm just so
getting
excited about
hungry.
everything looks so fresh and good and just
Well, that's kind of the goal. I mean, is to just get, better garbage in, garbage out. It's the same thing for your
Yeah.
body. The better stuff you put in. I just wish I could follow that all the time because there's a lot of garbage. That's really good.
yeah.
Darn you, In-N-Out Burger. Not that
That's
they're
better.
garbage. I love them.
That's better if you're gonna eat fast food. Go for the In-N-Out. At least the potatoes are fresh, and
So
you can always get the protein style if you are gluten free. So
That's true. A lot of places are doing that now, and that's actually really good. So, like I said, we're going to bypass the corn husk for the tamales, and we're going to use cabbage leaves.
Are those cooked or are those fresh?
Yes, these are green cabbage, and I took them and I blanched them for blanching.
What?
Yes, yeah, I know.
It's a big word.
Right, not like
I don't
Blanche
know
from the
about
Golden Girls,
yeah,
but
that's
it's
yeah.
it's a cooking process. So you can do it with all kinds of vegetables. You boiling water, salt, of course. Put your vegetable in, and let it soak for 2 to 3 minutes, depending. I mean, you get some that have like the thicker stem, maybe a little bit longer till it's tender. So you can,
Okay.
in
Okay.
it's really firm. So when you
Yeah.
get it where you can bend it, then it's good. You take it out and you put it into ice water, and it stops the cooking process.
Okay.
We do it a lot in restaurants, like with vegetable, like broccoli, so we don't have to like cook it fully to order. We'll cook it, get it halfway, and then
So you want it
finish
malleable so you can kind of roll it up?
Right.
Okay.
So here's your cabbage leaf for those of you at home. We got it so we blanched it for about 3 to 4 minutes so you can bend the stem, and then immediately into ice water, or else it'll get. What's the word I'm looking for? Mushy.
Mushy. Soggy.
Mushy and soggy. I don't know if. Okay, can you smell?
Oh, that
Smell
smells good. It
with-
smells very
with the
Indian
curry and everything?
inspired.
Yes, that is
So-
very Indian inspired and very yummy.
And I mean, really, you can take that and just puree it and make soup.
Huh.
I did notice in Peru that we had soup every single day, and they like homemade their soup, and it was delicious.
I would think in a situation like that it's very easy and just kind of,
Yeah. And
Cost effective?
yeah, like you have all your scraps and
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
Yeah,
true.
and usually soup is at lunch. Lunch was the big meal there. That's when we would make our fresh juice, when we would help Gloria in the kitchen. And the one soup I had, I never had carrot soup before, and she made this amazing carrot soup. There was no.
I've got a carrot and ginger soup that is like,
Ooh.
yeah.
That sounds good.
So here on the food cam, we're just taking that masa dough and putting it right kind of in the leaf, like so. You want to keep it about a 1/4 inch. I want to go over a 1/2 inch thick with that, just, so it's steaming all the way through.
When did you start cooking? How'd you get into this?
Wow. I had always kind of been cooking. Like my mom found me one time when I was little, just kind of standing on the kitchen counter with a chef's knife trying to make toast. When I was like 4, and it was like, big knife, little kid, electrical appliance. So it was like
Oh,
safety
man.
parameters all around for
jeez.
everybody there, and standing on a counter.
Should
And
take a
then
picture of that.
Yeah.
I'm sure she has one. Mom, if you have a picture of that, email that.
Yeah, you can
so
put
we can
that
do
around
that
here
now.
somewhere.
Yeah, I'll put it up right here.
Add some decor.
And then, it was just kind of, I just, as a teen, liked cooking and making things. Did like a lot of stir fries in the beginning, things like that. And then just worked in all kinds of restaurants. I mean,
Yeah.
including fast food. I mean, there's a certain value to that. People make fun of fast food, but I learned as I got into bigger restaurants that the fast food experience helped me with like setting up kitchens and making things
More efficient.
Nice.
streamlined and efficient.
Cool.
Because their goal is food out fast.
Yeah. So that's what
Um,
people expect. They get so crazy about it.
Yeah, I recently read that McDonald's is going to cut down on their menu because the wait time has slowed this over the last year. I mean, it's something ridiculous. Like people are now having to wait over a minute for their food, and so it's like so they're going to cut a bunch of items off their menu so that the kitchen can go faster.
Yeah,
So it can
we're
be
very
less
much
than a
like
minute
that
or so.
in this country, though. Like other countries are not so like.
Yeah.
we gotta
Oh
eat
yes.
now.
Oh yes.
Other countries take like a nap in the middle of the afternoon. Like, you know what, our store's closed.
Siesta.
We're just gonna go take a nap.
Yeah.
Could we do that here, like in America? Like, you know what, boss? I'm gonna go lay down for an hour.
Well, but the food too. I mean, of course, if fast food is very, it's got a lot of fillers and preservatives, so
Right.
it's quicker, easier, and not good for you.
So your dough, if you make this, can hold for like 24 hours or so
Nice.
in the refrigerator. Maybe more. Can it hold more?
I'm not
Longer?
sure we made it all. It was for like family, so.
Oh, so you just made it.
So my
Yeah.
birthday's coming up.
And you can do little parties.
You want me to make you tamales?
Yeah. Maybe you can
So you
help
can
me.
unwrap them?
Yeah.
You can totally do like little tamale parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, we didn't do it every Christmas. My family didn't always get along, but so when we did, they do like a whole like assembly line. Someone's doing this, someone's doing that, someone's
Right.
doing the wrapping.
Nice.
Yeah.
The curry tomatoes that are cooking back there, when they finish reducing and you chill them and they sit overnight, you get this.
Ooh.
Watch out. It's
Looks
gonna
like a
fly out.
salsa.
So
gonna
yeah,
fly
it's just
out.
like a little relish.
He's got it. He's in
Um,
over here.
Yeah, that looks really good.
For you on the food cam. So there's your curry tomatoes after they've cooked down and chilled. You got a nice little relish. So we've patted out our masa flour. Masa's the table. Masa's the right. Masa masa, right?
Tomato.
You make it on the mesa.
Yes.
All right, gotcha. So we're just gonna stick these right in
Masa
here,
on the mesa.
right on top,
Put that masa on the mesa.
Make it a song.
and we saved enough.
Yeah.
That's
A
awesome.
rap song.
Alright, so we got that. I just hear things like cooking and there's like happy sounds behind us. There's things cooking and little bubbles of happiness.
Goodness.
So then I'm gonna bubbles of goodness.
Bubbles of goodness.
Bubbles of goodness. So then what we're going to do is kind of fold the stem end in, and then the
This is pretty German because pigs in a blanket is
exactly
wrapped in cabbage.
exactly.
Which I'm German and my mom made those a lot.
And then we're just gonna kind of roll that like
Pigs in a
that.
blanket is made with cabbage?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought it was those little sausages wrapped in crescent dough.
Welcome to America. If
That's
there's
what our pigs in the blanket were.
if there's something that needs to be breaking, give it to us for a couple minutes. We'll figure out how to break it. Yeah, pigs in a blanket is you get like a meat and a rice mixture and some tomatoes, and you put it, and then you do exactly this with them.
Totally different.
And then so here
So-
there's our little
Look at that.
That's so cute.
here's our little
I love
package
it.
of
I love it.
tamale. I'll show the
Nice.
food cam again. So there's our just put a little
It's really
toothpick in there to
pretty.
kind of hold it. It's really what?
It's really pretty.
She likes pretty things.
Lots of colors.
Yeah.
Well, you know, people eat with their eyes first. So if you don't make it
that's
look
true.
pretty, you know. And the other thing I've noticed too, doing it this way, like, you know, with the corn husk, you can get like a nice kind of sealed package wrap thing. Sometimes these leak just because it's cabbage, but you know what? They still come out yummy and delicious.
I think I'm gonna enjoy the fresh and crunchiness of this. You know,
And
the
then
tamale.
we'll get this last one
Oh, yeah.
A
here.
little crunchy. Maybe. Are you gonna put those in the oven, or do you eat them now?
We're gonna steam these.
Oh.
You can do them in the oven. It really depends on like how much you want them to. If you want a creamier dough on the inside, or you want it more like a cakey, I
Got
think.
it.
If I want them more cakey, I'll bake them. But these ones I've been steaming. And then too with the cabbage, if you don't want your cabbage super soft. Good morning. You know, go ahead and put them in a baking dish and put them in the oven. We've got, and you can see this with the overhead cam. If you don't have a steamer, don't freak out.
It was a story. She kind of
I burned her vegetable steamer because I didn't
put enough water.
And I
All of a
don't really
sudden,
know how to use it.
I came
guess.
home and I'm like,
So you,
fire in the kitchen, what's going on? And it was just,
so
yeah.
you technically burnt water?
She
I
just,
burnt metal, I guess.
I don't think she knows.
No.
I told her how to steam with
Here's
the steamer.
what happened.
She put it in the wrong pan and just was in her room.
I was trying to steam carrots.
Ah!
Don't burn yourself. And
Hey, like I said.
they were taking a really long time.
Yeah.
And I walked away. She came home, and so she was doing stuff. I went into my room, and then she's like, "What's burning?" And I didn't realize all the water had evaporated, and then the pan and the vegetable steamer were just melting, basically.
Oh, wow.
So I owe her one.
It happens. See, what we did here is I don't like go out and buy like. I like multi-tools. You can do many things with. So I have these pie tins. So instead of going out and buying a big steamer basket, I just take the pie tins, poke some holes in the bottom, set it on top.
So creative.
Steamer. There we go. That is steaming.
You are one creative man, Mr. Doyle.
It happens. I don't know. So we're going to finish off this pasta salad here. And I'll get a plate in front of you guys while I finish off the rest of the meal. So we've got our chilled pasta. I'm going to need a bigger bowl. It's always great when you find things out like that. You're like, well, that's almost working. All right, so pasta shells that we cooked earlier, and I got the biggest bowl I could find in the kitchen. We went from too little to too much.
I probably would have
This
tried to
bowl is
force
too big.
it to work and then made a mess.
So we need veggies in here. Cilantro. Green onions. We're going to take some red pepper.
Are the green onions like chives?
Different.
Different?
Yeah, chives look like grass. The green onions, are the ones white and then green, and they're a little bit bigger
Those
around.
were chives.
Yeah,
I picked them out of my backyard growing up and ate the little white ball
So
at the bottom.
chives are just smaller, like
Mm-hmm.
oh.
Yeah.
confusing.
And then leeks. Leeks are like the giant, like
Yeah.
spring onion. So we're just going to dice up some red pepper here real quick. Our tamales are steaming away in our homemade steamer. Like, really, don't go out and buy a bunch of stuff if you don't have to. There's solutions. So the bullet ant.
Oh, bullet ant, yes.
All right. So when I got to the rainforest, I had a quick little orientation. It was snake mating season and bird mating season. Obviously, you're not worried about the birds. The bird of Peru is cock of the rock, and
you don't really think about snakes and mating. Like, you're just like, they just kind of
How does
happen.
it happen?
Like, you think
she said it, and I'm trying to picture it in my head.
they
and
wrap
nothing
around.
comes up.
Like,
one of the girls
like
got
a-
to witness it, but I didn't
Oh.
see it. But I did see a
That's
lot.
intimate.
There were boa constrictors, vipers, and coral snakes, which are venomous, but the common snakes were not. We saw all of them, luckily. We always wore gum rubber boots when we would go out on the hikes and on the trails, because obviously even if you have
They
nice
can't-
boots, yeah, they can't penetrate that.
Oh,
But
okay.
they also told us to watch out for this ant called the Isla bullet ant, and it's called that because if you get stung by it, it feels like a bullet, and the pain lasts for 24 hours. So on the trails, I was always watching where I put my hands, but one day we were macheting weeds to keep the snakes away from the barracks in the tall grass, and us girls wanted to go to the small waterfall and wash off and have a little fun. Brought my GoPro and everything, and was all ready.
Nice.
I was gonna wash my pants in the water, and I dipped myself down. And I put my hand on a rock, and it was a black rock, and there was a black bullet ant on there. And the instant just sting hit me, and it kind of goes in your nervous system, so it kind of just it makes you kind of loopy, and it can cause hallucinations. But I was just getting this throbbing pain. I dunked myself under. One of the girls walked back with me, and on the way there's this plant that you can juice it, and it helps with bug bites and pain. And
Nice.
if you get bit by a snake, you use like 100 leaves, take the juice, and it's supposed to help your time, get more time before you die.
Nice.
But anyway, so I went back, and
Before you die.
74-year-old Don Mario from Chanta Chaka is an herbal healing man. And
Sounds like something I'd cook.
Chaka.
Chunka chaka.
He
Yeah,
came over,
right?
and he was
Sounds
my
good.
hero. I didn't get to, I didn't go to the hospital or anything, and because Steve-O and the Jackass people actually purposefully had bullet ants sting them in Brazil,
Oh, right.
but they ended up in the hospital.
Oh.
But I had herbal healing. He put a match and kind of lit the area, and then wrapped it with those green leaves, and then took another leaf he picked from the rainforest, had me bite down on them, and it numbed my mouth, went into my system.
Wow.
And then he gave me some tea, and we actually had a resident red howler monkey named Paula. So
Is that the one that you had in the picture?
yeah.
Nice.
And she came in. I was
It's
laying
cute.
on the ground, and she spoon cuddled with me while I was in my pain. So I was pretty
That's
fortunate.
a whole nother
Yeah,
experience.
she was
right
brushing
there.
my hair. It was awesome. Like that the animal.
You guys okay
registered
with
that.
avocado?
Ooh,
I
love
love
that.
avocados.
For you guys at home when you're peeling your avocado, and I've cut myself many times doing this. It happens. You just kind of that and then twist.
No way.
and
I
it's out.
always have
How do you
such
do
a
it?
problem. Get messy and stick
just
my
go
hands
boop.
in there.
Yeah, so you saw that at home, right? I had
Yeah,
the
and you
core and I just
go
kind of
up.
popped it and then a twist and then it's
I
out.
hate that side of the avocado because I always fight to get the seed out.
That's
And
so
then to get a little dice, we're just gonna kind of cut in like this, like that. I don't know if you're watching here. Just do our little cuts. Watch your finger.
Although sometimes our knives aren't really that sharp, so I'd have to end up like hacking it.
Yeah. I just bought those new
That's
knives.
that's when you
Oh,
cut
yeah.
yourself, then you hack too hard and it falls and the knife's in the side of your hand, and then you're in the emergency room and
Oh,
so.
jeez.
Moral of the story: get sharp knives.
Yes.
I suppose.
Or don't take
So
them to your
we've
boyfriend's house.
diced our avocado
Never come
like
back.
that. I'll take a spoon here and scoop that out.
Nice. I'm learning so much.
Then that goes in there.
Yum.
Then, remember our vinaigrette that we made? We're going to take that, and for you at home, that's going to go right in there. It's about a cup and a half. That's the sun-dried tomato vinaigrette.
So yeah, for those of you traveling to South America, watch out for those ants because that was a pretty intense experience. But actually, when I went back to Chanta Chaka, the program director had a Shaw woman over there, and she told me it was a blessing from Mother Earth because it shows you can go through this pain and survive, and you know, it was kind of, I guess, making me.
You guys have to go through enough.
The ground.
I had two friends. I don't know if you saw that. It's a video that went viral right around Mother's Day. These two guys that went into a clinic, and they hooked them up with electrodes to stimulate or simulate the effect, the same feelings of like labor. And yeah, and these were two of my friends from my church back in Michigan. Yeah,
You knew those guys?
this was part of their Mother's Day service.
Wow.
And
they couldn't do it. Yeah.
They were like, oh my God.
Yeah, supposedly there's a threshold of pain that your body can withstand, and pregnancy, just when you're giving birth, goes beyond that, and that's why.
Well, I've heard that women can overall withstand more pain.
Yeah.
Because of the childbirthing process.
Well, you got to put up with us too.
Girl power.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Man, but
so we're gonna give you some of this.
yummy.
I'm going
so pretty.
to take this guy. I always do this, like, you know, I spend all this time and then we're left with 15 minutes on the show, and I gotta cook the entree. But it's a shrimp dish. It cooks really quick. So we're gonna put some fresh avocado on here for you guys.
Avocado. Oh, that was interesting too. In Peru, they don't call them aguacates like we would say it in Spanish here.
Mm-hmm.
They call them baltas.
Baltas.
Yeah, so it was interesting. The Spanish there is a little bit different because it's South America rather than like how we mostly speak like a slang Mexican.
Yeah.
Like a
Spanish
hybrid
here.
of.
Yeah.
So for you guys at home, here is your Baja pasta salad. So we'll give this to you guys.
We've been waiting for.
And feel free to dig in.
I wish I could Instagram this right now.
I'm going to. Hey, you want to tweet a picture? Feel free. Go for it. So
we can indulge now. We can eat
absolutely.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna take the heat off those. So for you at home on the food cam, when you're cooking this, if you get this to like this consistency, that is gonna cool down beautifully and thicken into that relish that I showed you earlier. So I'm gonna kind of sit that back there to start cooling. For our shrimp, we're gonna get the pan heating up. Gonna move the wooden spoon out of the way so we don't have more excitement than we need.
This would be great for a 4th of July picnic.
Mm-hmm.
Some pasta.
Wow, I'm like running out of room already. Got lots of good stuff going into our shrimp here. I'm gonna make some room. Thank you. Hopefully just nice and light and fresh and, you know, I like to say yummy goodness a lot.
Yummy goodness.
Yummy goodness.
Very much describes it.
So this show, you're getting a lot of sponsors and stuff too. This is really good for people with celiacs or just people who are choosing. It's a really popular lifestyle choice right now to go gluten-free. And
yeah, and you don't have to be celiac or gluten intolerant or anything to enjoy this food, you know, and that's kind of the thing that we're doing is, you know, we're making stuff that you can enjoy no matter what.
Yeah.
So we got our scrimps, our shrimps. I like to leave the tails on. You know, it just makes them look pretty. I'm always thinking about presentation and how they look. You want to make sure you get the vein out of the back, and that they're nice and clean, and the shells off. And then the thing with like shrimp when you're cooking it, people overcook shrimp a lot. Like, it needs to be white and it needs to be like you want to take these just past. If you can see on the food cam, the grayness, you want them to get just past that color. So just past what we call translucent. And they're still going to be kind of like a medium well if you were applying that to shrimp. They won't be, you know what it is? People see so many of these shrimps on the buffets and stuff at places that they're used to it being cooked to death and overcooked. Yeah. So super hot pan because we're sauteing. Not because it's like the sun in here. Yeah.
It's warm.
I'm enjoying the birds chirping too, though. It's nice background music.
It's a nice, really hot pan. That's sauteing. Our tamales are looking beautimous.
We're going to have some full bellies.
A little more olive oil in there.
Yeah, I'm debating, should I eat the whole thing and then leave room for more food, or should I just eat it all? I don't know.
I know.
I'll just keep going.
So once you get one side of your shrimp kind of seared, kind of cooked, we're going to add red bell pepper, some corn. I'm like lassoing myself up over here. Because the other good thing about doing this is you're going to get all these flavors cooking together.
Nice. I'm definitely going to try this one because I love shrimp.
I don't mind the flavor of shrimp. I have a texture issue with shrimp.
See, I like the texture of it. I understand what you're saying because I have a texture issue with certain things too. But
I kind of have a little bit of a texture issue with shrimp, but I eat it sometimes. So I will
live in
eat
the
your
moment.
shrimp. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I'm the same way with lobster. Like I can tolerate the flavor, but the texture just does not do well with me.
Huh.
So we're starting to pick up that nice orange color on our shrimp.
So you're saying people cook them to where it's really, really white, and all you need is
And
more
super
of the
chewy.
translucent?
Right.
Okay.
Oh.
And I mean, anything you overcook, it kind of loses its nutrients too, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't know how many nutrients are in shrimp, but
Throw our jalapenos in there. We're going to use fresh lime juice in there.
yummy.
Cilantro, salt.
Always.
Always. Which is good for
And I
blood
always,
type.
I say this to everybody on every show, when you're seasoning in a pan like that, do it high, not. So you want to, if you season down here, you're going to season right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if you're seasoning high, you're getting a much
Mm.
more
A
even,
wider.
yeah, a more even,
and it looks cool too.
even distribution of stuff. They need to make like studio lights that aren't so hot.
Are you melting right now?
A little
You're
bit.
wearing a black shirt.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, two shirts.
Too.
You can make it this like a
Two.
bikini cooking show.
Yeah.
Just wear less clothing, you'll be
You
fine.
don't- you,
You know,
thank you, but
Drew in a bikini.
we'll spare the people at
Okay,
home
board shorts.
on that. Well, board shorts, we can do board shorts. Mario Batali cooks in shorts all the time. All right, so we're getting a nice color on the shrimp there. Gonna take our fresh lime juice. Get this on the overhead cam there. Fresh lime juice into the pan.
So, if you're making this for a dinner, this would be the appetizer, and then you would have the shrimp and the tamales as the entrees.
Yeah, and you could put that on spring mix or anything, really. I'm going to put, this is tequila. I want to kind of drink
Tequila
this bit.
shots
Shots.
at 11
And
in
now-
the morning.
For anyone at home that, is not, they don't drink or whatever, that's going to cook off. The alcohol is going to steam out of that. You're going to be left with the flavor. And it's going to be yummy and delicious.
There you go. There you go.
What's the tattoo of on your forearm, if you don't mind me asking?
I can explain that.
I don't know if it was like
I
too
don't mind at
personal.
all. No, not really. Let me add our garlic and cilantro to this so that all cooks. Just kind of in my own personal journey, I got to a point and I made a decision as an adult to be baptized. So that's one of the dates on here with a cross. The middle is the word love in Hebrew, and that came from. There's an organization called To Write Love on Her Arms.
Yeah.
And they help people that are cutters and
Oh.
self-mutilation and stuff. So their big campaign is to write the word love on your arm where people would normally cut themselves. And I really liked their
Don't cut yourself.
their
Drew.
thing, their
Glad you don't cut yourself anymore.
mission.
Yeah.
And no, I never. Well,
That's
Yeah.
what
I almost took
You're
the.
gonna write love all over your hands.
Yeah.
But just.
Everywhere.
So that's why that's there, and then the other one are just a couple of Bible verses that, help me get through
Nice.
crud.
Bread.
Because the world and life is challenging, and we'll just say
Yeah,
that.
It's hard.
I play sometimes some quotes in my head to motivate myself.
So
Those things that mean a lot to you. Keep reminding yourself.
the last thing, you said vegetarian, not vegan, right?
Yeah, vegetarian.
Okay, so a little bit of butter is okay.
Yeah,
This is a little
I'll
bit.
be okay.
Just a little bit of butter. That's about 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're just gonna, what that butter is gonna do is just kind of melt and take the tequila, the lime juice, and everything that's been in there cooking, and make a nice little sauce out
There
of
is
it.
vegan butter. Have you tried that?
Yes.
And it's not good?
It's good if you're into that kind of. It's good.
Any butter is better than margarine. That's just bad. That's just
Whipped
ugh.
oil.
Oh, supposedly flies won't even eat margarine. I heard.
And
put
you
it
know what
outside-
else they do eat? So if they're not going to eat margarine, that should be a warning sign.
Because it's one molecule away from plastic, supposedly.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't
Really?
heard that.
That's what I've researched. So margarine
Interesting.
also,
Having a small containment
longer
failure
life.
over here.
shelf
Mhm.
life.
Well, when margarine came out, they were saying it was more healthy than butter, and so
Because it's less probably calories and fat, but it's just
Yeah.
fillers and preservatives and
Right.
I grew up
Crap.
eating that, so my insides are gonna last forever.
there you go.
That's what I get with my diet soda. People are like,
Yeah.
that's formaldehyde. That's why I don't look 40.
And it's oh my goodness. But you
What?
also have aspartame in there, and that's not good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the ingredients of formaldehyde. I'm going to be very well
You're
preserved.
What happened here? You're cooking with aspartame?
No. Aspartame is one of the ingredients of
Right.
formaldehyde,
Yeah.
Diet
which
soda.
just means I'm going to,
Preserve.
True. I
I'm going to be
care about
I'm going to
you.
be very well preserved.
Don't do the diet. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, just take all the sugar. That's what I say. Is like, give me real sugar, not
Real-
that baked sugar.
Your body can process real sugar because people who drink diet,
You know
there's
what
been studies over a time they will
makes you
actually
hungrier
gain,
too. Yeah.
and they'll gain more weight because your body doesn't process it like real sugar. So
All right. So,
Now that we're lecturing you.
so this shrimp here,
Beat us.
yeah, I'm going to interrupt now. This shrimp here, see how it's just past translucent? It's not gray and it's not completely solid white yet. So this
Nice.
is like,
okay.
it's still got a nice bite to it. This is what you're looking for. Our sauce has reduced, so we got a nice little bit of that going on. And for the food cam and you at home, this is what you're looking for. Your translucency on the shrimp. They're not, stark white. They've still got firmness to it, and then we are just ready to go.
Yummy.
So good.
So we got our tamale in the center here, kind of in the center. There we go. So we're just going to stack some shrimp on here, if they cooperate. And then everything's just going to kind of complement each other. That was a good scoop. So we got that.
That was a good scoop.
I rate my scoops.
You're a good scooper.
Yay!
Professional.
So I know I got like a backup job if, the cooking thing doesn't work out. I can just scoop. For all your scooping needs. Well, not all of them.
You're an infomercial.
If you open your gluten-free food truck, I will be there.
That that's what we're pushing for. We're going to have a crowdfunding campaign coming up through foodstart.com, and we'll link
Yeah.
everybody. And that's kind of the goal, because people that eat gluten-free can't just stop and get
Yeah.
fast food or lunch anywhere.
Yeah.
So if we can get that going in the Los Angeles area to start, and then,
Yeah, check out in Venice every first Friday of the month on Abbot Kinney, the road. They have First Fridays, so it's like 100 food trucks come out and people go to the bars and drink, and you just try different food trucks, and you could put that there, and I'm sure that would excite a bunch of people down in Venice.
All right. So for our food cam, here is our tequila lime shrimp. I'm just sitting here smelling this. I'll swap plates with you.
Okay.
Take that. There you go.
Thank you. I'll wait for you.
And
nice.
there
Thank
you
you.
go.
Well, it's pretty hot. Piping.
Yeah, you know, that's when you just have to, you know, blow on it a little bit, cool it down, and it'll be great.
All right.
My shrimp is undercooked. Just kidding.
She's trouble, man.
Go
you brought her on
Kings.
the show.
Oh,
No.
You asked her on here.
I know, I did. I'm going to go say, yeah?
That is good.
Excellent.
I like
Awesome. Thank you.
Ah,
I'm going to go say goodbye to our guests,
Okay.
and then I'll be right back.
Okay.
You guys continue to eat.
We will.
And thank you for coming on. Okay, everybody, that is episode 7. That's kind of our hump episode. We've got 6 more episodes left this season. And we want to thank everybody who's continued to support us. You know, that's helping us out through donations and stuff. There is that button on our website. If you're really enjoying the show and you want to see more, it's kind of like a PBS thing. We need your help and support in order to keep going, and we appreciate everyone that's chipped in so far and been supportive. Next week, we've got more vegetarian stuff. We're going to do vegetarian and dairy-free, so you're going to see a lot of new things on there. And it's going to be great. We're going to have more guests. Joel Bryant will be back with us. And yeah, come and join us. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. That's it. We'll see you next week. I'm Chef Andrew Doyle for Eat, Taste, Live Live. Have a good afternoon, everybody.